From Careco TV, one of the longest-running outdoor programs on television today. Exploring the country and the coast in search of adventure. From the mountains of the Great Northwest to the shores of the Atlantic Ocean, this is Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin. Welcome to Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin. Well, this week we take you down south to our ranch in Texas to meet up with Smith & Wesson's Paul Pluff. He brought a famous Performance Center's 500 Magnum to show how to successfully hunt with a handgun. But first, we invite the ladies from Gobblers to the ranch to experience turkey hunting for the first time. Now, in recent years, American women are spending more time in tree stands and deer blinds and putting fresh meat on the table. And according to the Census Bureau statistics cited by National Geographic, while men still make up the majority of the 13.7 million hunters in the U.S., 11% are women. And the numbers are continuing to surge.
You know, young women who are very strong advocates for hunting are out there right now that are representing Cabela's every day, and Cabela's believes in that. You know, they truly want to see the women demographic to get out there and experience hunting for the first time. In today's environment with, you know, so much technology and not always having as active lives as we once did, it's really important for us to make a stand and say, we want you to be active.
You know, it's something that we feel a lot of respect for and a lot of excitement to be out here participating. I think there's a little bit of, can we go do that? Are we capable of it? We know we are, but maybe haven't had the same experiences or the opportunities to get out there, and this really allows us to do that. And I think that's what women want, is they want to be able to experience any of those activities that they see as exciting and part of their history and the legacy of it.
So I'm with two of my coworkers from Cabela's. It's ladies only, so no guys were invited. It's nice to just go hunting with the ladies and have some folks that know what they're doing, open their house to you, and just teach you along the way. So it's nice to go with somebody who's willing to give up the hunt for you. So we got to camp around 6:30. And there's a little bit of sunlight left, so we all took shots at the target. Wade talked us through what to do, how to hold the gun, how to breathe, where to shoot. So I hold my breath, and then when I pull the trigger, I was pulling my gun up. So I learned just to exhale and then shoot. So that came in handy.
So next morning we woke up, took the Wolverine out in the dark, pulled up in the brush, and we got out there, this little turkey blind, they set me up. I will have to say my favorite part about this whole experience is not necessarily seeing the turkeys, but seeing the world become alive around me. It was incredible. I'm just sitting there and all of a sudden you hear a certain type of bird wake up, then you hear another, then you hear, you know, 6 different types. All of a sudden a couple does pop up, and then boom, it was like, here comes these turkeys, and my heart just like sunk, like, okay, this is real. It's time to do this. Here they come. Sure enough, 3 hens come out to my right, and then they join the rest of them, and then one last comes in. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, a tom is gonna come out, it has to come out, that's the one we've been hearing. And boom, this redhead pops up out of the brush, and he's just standing there, and my heart just is like going a mile a minute. I'm shaking. Got it! Oh! Oh my gosh! Oh, he's heavy.
Yes, he is a heavy bird.
Oh my gosh. bird! Woo!
It's in our stomping grounds and our playground. It's in our sights and our commitment. It's in him, it was in them, and it will continue with her. It's in my nature. Is it in yours?
Comfortable to carry, comfortable to shoot. It's slim, concealable, and powerful protection. The M&P Shield by Smith & Wesson. Confidence? We perfected that years ago.
Introducing the newest member of the YAMAHA off-road family. It thrives in the most remote, rugged terrain. It never steps down from a challenge and travels long distances in search of adventure. The all-new YAMAHA Wolverine. It's a whole new animal.
Nikon's no-fault policy was created for those who continually push the envelope, travel the farthest, stay the longest, brave the most hostile elements. We do our best to deliver on our promise of a lifetime of performance. And we'll stand with you should accidents happen. Trust earned. Nikon.
After all my years of searching, I finally busted the myth of the Yeti! The Angle High Performance Cooler, it's incredible! Just look at this lid, what a powerhouse! It's so freaking strong, so reliable, I just wanna boom! This silicone gasket's better than rubber!
Why, hello there. Are your base and sidewalls way thicker for superior insulation?
Oh, yes! After 10 days, still cold, still fresh. Let's see a Yeti do that. With Angle Coolers, it's official. The Yeti is busted!
Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin, is brought to you by Garmin. Fight your fish, not your fish finder. Cabela's, it's in your nature. Thompson Center, America's master gunmaker. And by Nikon Sport Optics. Trust earned. Nikon. Welcome back to Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin. Well, we're in South Texas, joined by the ladies from Cabela's. They're on their turkey hunts with their Thompson Center shotguns.
I really feel that that's a lot about what Cabela's is about. Not just the product, but the experience that you have while you're out there. And they want it to be part of who you are. And when you come outdoors and experience it and sit through that, you really find out how much it really is in your nature to be outside, to experience that. There were about 3 or 4 hens that came in, and the part that was pretty surprising for me, or new to me, was I think they planned this, these hens. They would pop their head up over the trough and kind of look where you were, so you'd hold real still, and then as soon as one of their heads ducked down, another one came back up, and I thought, sure enough, they have this time, so you can't move, you can't get your body any relief during this whole time. The spitting and drumming is phenomenal. If you can experience anything, to hear that come up and around you, you almost can't describe that sound, that deep sound that they make. And I didn't understand that it was the turkey that close. I kept hearing it, and I thought, well, what is that? And there were a few cows over that had gone past us. So I'm like, I know it's not them. And when Wade told me to cock my gun, I'm like, that's the turkey. Nicely done. Thank you. It was so exciting. I didn't know what to say. Wade, I just looked at Wade and he was giving me a high five, and I didn't have any words. It was so exciting to hear them come in and then actually see them. And I felt very confident the way I was seated and the way Wade said they were on the right. I felt very confident when I took that shot. So it wasn't surprising that I got him. I think it was just very emotional. Pretty fantastic.
Pick him up.
Okay. He's heavy. All right.
Atta girl.
There we go.
I had no idea that we were going to truly hunt. I mean, I had 15, 16 hours of true hunting. And I honestly thought that you just sat up against a tree, aimed your gun, and gobbled them in, and then they walked in front of you. So I truly did not expect, like, true hunting. Our first spot, I call it the Garden of Eden. Everything came by us except for a tom, like everything. We had a hog off to the side that was squealing the entire time and running everything off. Temperatures were beautiful though. It was absolutely gorgeous with the sun coming up and the whole world just coming alive and the birds were chirping. That was beautiful. I heard that my guide, Jeff, was deathly afraid of snakes, and so I thought it was a perfect pair because if he saw a snake, he'd freak out and we'd run. But of course, he decides to snake crawl through the field to go and hunt these toms down. I was like, are you kidding me? Are we really gonna snake through this grass? And we did. And it was a thunderstorm and it was raining and we were drenched. So we walked 5 or 6 miles and then we're on our way out down on the primary road to get out of camp. And Jeff gets out, he sees 3 hens on the road, calls to him, toms call back. And so we pop out and we're like, okay, this is our last ditch effort to get us a tom. And they crossed the road. One hen actually started coming towards us a little bit and then went off to the side. Jeff was saying that the toms were strutting, making their little sounds. I couldn't hear a thing. I think I was just so focused on the road. And then I see this little eyeball pop out.
You got him.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, thank Jesus. High fives.
How hard have you worked for that turkey?
How hard have you worked for that turkey? I was like, I don't even care if you have a beard on or not. You have a red head and I'm you. Oh. I think that there's a misunderstanding, I guess, right? That women don't belong in the outdoors or it's man's world out there, men can do the hunting, but I think women have a lot more control of what's going on. They're in tune with what's going on. And yeah, women make great huntresses.
Hey, check out what Cabela's has to offer just for women hunters and shooters with our hunting and shooting clothing and accessories at Cabela's.com. Well, we'll be right back with Handgun Hunting with Paul Pluff after these messages.
Legend has it, lightning never strikes twice. In 1997, Thompson Center revolutionized the world of muzzleloading. Looks like they've just done it again. Meet the TC Strike, the trend-setting striker-fired muzzleloader with the innovative Adapt Breech System, armor-knighted barrel coating, and legendary TC barrel. The TC Strike muzzleloader, only from Thompson Center, America's master gunmaker.
What I love about the Bradley Smoker is that it cooks everything perfectly and it holds all the juices in.
So today we are going to be smoking some barbecue ribs, some venison sausage, and some Dove, which is awesome.
You will never grill me doves again. I have to have them in the Bradley smoker. I would prefer to use the Bradley smoker every time I cooked. Well, that's really true because I love this thing. No lie. For more recipes, log on to bradleysmoker.com.
My secret weapon? Evercalm.
It's the first ever calming scent.
It's real smells from bedding areas.
To deer, that means safety.
Evercalm reassures even nervous deer,
which can help you get the shot.
I use Evercalm all season long.
Put it on your boots, your pants, and your decoy.
It's stick form, won't wash away or freeze.
Evercalm.
Evercalm. Evercalm.
Evercalm.
Evercalm.
Evercalm.
From the Family Deer Farm at Conquest Scents.
Heavy duty, rugged, and designed for the big game hunter and angler. The Food Saver Game Saver Titanium Vacuum Sealer has the power and performance to seal in the freshness of your game and fish for up to 3 years, 5 times longer than standard storage methods. And with its extra wide dual and repetitive sealing capabilities, that's a ton of big game savings. Tough tested and rated 4.8 out of 5 stars by outdoorsmen just like you. The Food Saver Titanium System, it's a true game changer.
Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin, is brought to you by Bradley Smoker, food smoking made easy. YAMAHA ATV, real world tough. And by Smith & Wesson, made in the USA since 1852. Now, a century ago, handguns had no place afield. But in 1935, Smith & Wesson's .357 Magnum revolver prompted hunters to reconsider. Fast forward to today, the Smith & Wesson 500 Magnum now tops the power charts. It's the most powerful production revolver in the world.
This gun here is out of our Performance Center. It's our Performance Center 500. It's a 7.5-inch barrel. I actually have an EOTech red dot on here because all your shots are going to be 50 to 100 yards, somewhere in that area, and the red dot's perfect for that. There's this very ergonomic design on this gun here. And you can see the profile, but what's really nice about this is the 365-degree compensator on it. It really tames this gun. You really don't feel the recoil. In the particular rounds that I got out here today were 325 grain. You're really looking at a muzzle velocity on these things somewhere around 1,800 feet. Foot-pounds of energy at the muzzle is right around 2,000, so it's got plenty of energy to take down big game. And one of the things I tell everybody, and it's one of the habits I do every time I sight in the gun, before I go out in the field, the last thing I do after I dial in that gun off the bench and I know where it's hitting, I get off that bench. I get down onto my shooting sticks down here, and I shoot off of this. I shoot several rounds off of this because, guys, when you're out in the field, it's not going to be the same as shooting off a bench. So always, always practice how you're going to shoot. So me and Wade have been talking, and so I showed up this year, and first thing out of Wade's mouth when I get in here, he said, "Paul, you come here with a handgun to hunt, and here's my dream. First part, get into a box blind, set up, shoot yourself a nice white tail out of the box blind." He goes, "Then what I want to do, I want you to shoot an odd dad with a handgun, because I'm not sure if that's been done, and if it has, I don't know about it, so I think that'd be cool." And part 3 is something that him and I have been chasing for the last couple of years, and that is to rattle on a buck, shoot it with a handgun. And boy, he had the dream, and I lived it. So, you know, first day on that whitetail hunt, and we're actually shooting down inside a riverbed or a gully. And it was really neat because you could see what you got up there. You're sitting up there pretty high, and there's a good angle coming down, but you could see where the animals would come in from the left and the right, and even down from behind you. So you had to really kind of keep your focus all the way around you. Boy, we got a pile of turkeys that came in there, and it just compiled in. 22 of them I counted, and almost like counting sheep. I thought I was going to fall asleep counting them, so many of them come in. And then at the tail end of them coming in and they were starting to leave, and then came in this nice buck. At first I come in and I looked at it and said, well, that's not a bad 8-point. Then as it came in and I glassed him, and it had a little drop tine on it. And I have yet, all the hunting I've done, been able to shoot a drop tine buck. And there it was sitting in front of me. That 500 just hammered him. Boy, he went nowhere. He went about 5 or 6 steps and just rolled up, curled in, and just dropped on a spot. I tell you what a great hunt. I get a charge out of handgun hunting, and boy, this one was a thrill just like they all are. If you haven't tried it, you gotta do it, because it is a whole lot of fun. Day 2, we go up to a tripod, and the tripod overlooks a field, but the tripod's up there up in the air a bit. And I could tell you, you could see for miles up there. I mean, it just, listen, if nothing else, we didn't see anything. The sightseeing, the view was gorgeous. But we were there for a purpose, and that was to pick up some odd dad. And so we were up in this blind. You know, first thing we see was this unbelievable chocolate horned 8-point. If I was there to shoot whitetails, it would have been all over but the dreaming, because I got to tell you, I was excited. I had to put myself in check, because I said, well, we're here to hunt odd dads. And then we seen way off to the left, right inside the edge of the woods, we seen movement over there. So we glassed it, and there it was a bunch of odd dad in there. And no surprise, one of the things about odd dad is not only are a very tough animal, but they're very squirrely. I mean, they're very shy. You could see they're on there, they wanted to kind of come out in the field to eat, but they were just so hesitant, and we just had to wait, and it seemed like forever. Oh, those are pretty decent ones over there. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, from the opposite end, just come straight out from us, came this monstrous odd dad. I mean, caught me by surprise, I gotta be honest with you. I mean, I was so focused on those other ones, turn around and look, and there he is, right out there, maybe 50, 60 yards in front of us, straight away. I gotta be honest with you, I wasn't really prepared for that. But understanding how skittish they can be, I knew I only had seconds or moments to get ready.
We'll find out if Smith & Wesson's Paul Plouffe will be able to bring down an aoudad with his Performance Center's 500 Magnum.
Perfection is an experience. You know it when you feel it. At 10 Point, we build perfect moments into every crossbow. All you have to do is seize them. 10 Point, perfection lives here.
When you're out hunting, make sure you're carrying Grove Tech. Grove Tech is designed specifically for the rigorous demands of the hunt and sets the standard for strength and ruggedness when out in the field. Grove Tech products have simply built the best tools for the job and are proudly made in the USA. Go hunt. We'll carry the gun. Grove Tech.
Experience High-Vis, a brighter sight picture than standard sights, giving you an immediate, more successful shooting performance. High-Vis lets you see a dramatic contrast between the target and the barrel for a more intuitive aim that delivers instant results. Our light pipes come in a variety of shapes, sizes, and colors, designed to be seen in a variety of conditions. With our broad line of sights, you'll see your marksmanship dramatically improve, bringing more fun and confidence into every shooting experience. Shoot more accurately. Enjoy the sport. Choose High-Vis.
I've never shot a multicolored pig like that. It was just awesome. First pig with the crossbow. I am pumped and excited.
If you enjoy the outdoors, you're going to want to have a Bubba Blade by your side. Introducing the Bubba Blade Rhino, aka the stubby skinning knife.
Well, on this pig today, I used the Bubba Blade stubby, and I mean, that thing worked phenomenally.
We've shortened up the handle to 4 inches and put a razor-sharp 4-inch skinning blade on it to make the perfect skinning and gutting knife. You'll be able to work close in with ease. Like all Bubba Blades, the knife features our patented handle that gets sticky when wet, so it won't slip out of your hand while you're working. Combined with our razor-sharp skinning blade, you have one kick-ass knife. Go online at BubbaBlade.com to order your Bubba Blade today.
Walkers continues to push the boundaries with innovations and technology in the shooting, sport, and hunting category. Introducing the all-new Razor Series. Maximum protection, industry-leading noise reduction ratings. With advanced circuitry, SAC, sound-activated compression circuit, true form, super slim profile. Reliable, dependable, comfortable hearing protection. Fulfilling and exceeding the needs of every shooter.
Oh, nice shot.
You put the cool in life. We put the cool in coolers. Arctic Ice.
Treat your gear once with Sawyer Insect Repellent and go hunt the rest of the season. Sawyer, no ticks, no mosquitoes, simply better.
Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin, has been brought to you by High Vis. See what you've been missing. Stealth Cam digital scouting cameras. The game has changed. And by Arctic Ice. We put the cool in coolers. Well, we're continuing our handgun hunting with Smith & Wesson's Paul Pluff.
Day 2. We go up to a tripod. We were there for a purpose, and that was to pick up some odd dad. And so we were up in this blind. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, from the opposite end, just come straight out from us, came this monstrous odd dad right out there, maybe 50, 60 yards in front of us, straight away.
You got him there.
Whew, that was exciting. It happened pretty quick, so I had to get on him and take the shot. Whew. And we got down, and it was a good blood trail. I mean, just follow through, and we followed that blood trail for about 30 yards, and it went right into some thick woods there. And at first we were going to sit, and I said, well, it's going to get dark here pretty soon, so we kind of made our way into the woods and went about another 15 yards, and he was piled up.
There he is. Oh, yeah.
And went to pull him out and knew that he was a good sized one, but you really knew when you went to pull him out. He was big, he was heavy, he was awesome. Third part of Wade's vision, or his dream, we've rattled in some bucks, and we've seen a lot of young bucks. And I gotta tell you, I always love doing a spot and stock with Wade when we're rattling. Man, you talk about a guy, you know, he's like a maestro with the horns. I mean, unbelievable. I've rattled a lot myself. I've been with guys that rattle. Wade is just a master. To watch him is to watch an art unfold in front of your face. And so he gets on these horns and stuff, and every time we do a sit, I'm just absolutely amazed how he can bring them in with such intensity. They just come up shooting out, and they just jump out there and they stop and they just lock up and they stare at you. You know, we're just waiting for the right one, waiting for the right opportunity. Wade's just doing his magic on those horns. I'm looking down this back road there on the ranch, and so he's rattling away. I'm just so focused, and he's rattling, and I thought I heard something. You know, I thought I felt something, but I'm so focused down there, and all of a sudden they're getting poked in the back, and I turn around. Off to my left on the side, this nice buck comes over. He hops a fence, he comes in, and he just comes out there. I'm facing the wrong way. And I'm thinking to myself, ooh, this is a shooter. Now the pressure's on.
Smoked him. The body on that deer. Thank you, Mr. Rattling Horn. Oh, great shot.
Thank you. This is just awesome. You know, Wade said he had a vision, he had a dream, and I like it when Wade has these dreams, because most of the times I get to live them, and I gotta tell you, that is truly a hunt of a lifetime.
one that I know I will never forget and may never be able to outdo.
And if you'd like to try out handgun hunting, check out Smith & Wesson's Performance Center 500 at smith-wesson.com. Thank you for watching, and see you next time on Americana Outdoors. Americana Outdoors is a Careco TV production.